My pal Lee, who lives in Italy, was getting low on Marston's Pedigree, so I decided to take him some. At £4.95 a gallon, I thought this was probably the best oil for this trip. I'm off in a minute to Italy in the 1948 Land Rover. What could possibly go wrong? Back end's fairly full up, with Pedigree for Lee, various recovery bits and bobs, and the Spartan cab now features GPS satellite navigation to help me navigate. The usual collection of maps and books and guides. Everything except comfort, really. So here we are, it's 2:30 on the 3rd of November 2004. About to fire up the gut this old heap of a 2-litre engine. Listen to that music. Out on the open road now, heading down the A50. Welford Road out of Leicester. What I hope will be a big adventure. The Land Rover really feels at home on these old A roads, and I'm able to keep up a steady 50 miles an hour, which is a little faster than I thought. So even though I've only done about 12 miles, it's looking a little quicker than I thought it would do. I'd forgotten about the misery of London traffic at about 6 o'clock. I'm just coming into the north of the city now. And the Land Rover isn't at its best in traffic. It's not getting hot, but it does cut out a bit with its fuel pump problem. So I made it and just about to get on the boat in seconds. It's now 10:30, so it was a long old haul from 2:45 with a half-hour breakdown to repair the fuel pump in London. This is my video diary on the evening of the 3rd of November. I'm on the ferry, halfway between Newhaven and Dieppe. What started off as a very laid-back journey, leaving Leicester at 2:45, thinking I'd be here at about 8:30, prolonged itself to me getting here at 10:30 for the 11:30 sailing, which was not a problem. I had a half-hour breakdown in London with the fuel pump, but fixed that. And now I've got on board, had a curry and a couple of cans of beer, which seemed to be inclusive in the price. And I've come back to my cabin to get some sleep before early departure. Well, here we are in Dieppe. To my almost certain knowledge, the first time this Land Rover's been abroad. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, there's a slight whiff of coffee and bread in the air already. It's sort of welcome to France. It's still not light, it's about 7:15. Oh well, this is my view. Certainly feel refreshed from my large cup of coffee. Well, this is more like it, just drifting along small French roads through small French towns. Kids are going to school, people are going to work. Well, I never wanted to miss the opportunity for a bit of off-roading. I saw this track turned off the road and came straight up it. It's quite high up actually. By way of a contrast, this is Dreux, where I've just had croissant and a cup of coffee in that bar on the left. Don't suppose this really counts as a breakdown, but I might as well fix that hood stick back up there because it's quite cold and the wind blows in up there. Well, I never expected this. I've got my own motorcycle escort now, so I've tucked in behind this big wide load. I'm glad I'm behind it. I wouldn't want them trying to overtake me. It's huge. Ah, those famous French tree-lined roads, rattling along at a steady 50. The odd burst of watery blue sunshine. Oh, the weather's changed. I'm down to my shirt sleeves now. It's quite warm. Trying to find somewhere for lunch though. The last place was full up. At last, found some lunch in the transport cafe. Bizarre decor. It's 7 o'clock at night, so that's 14 hours I've been driving with a few breaks. And I'm staying here at the restaurant Du Bourdonnais with rooms. Can't wait. Poor old thing's done well today. It's done 350 miles. Oh, I've had a fantastic night's sleep. I had a good meal here last night of beef bourguignon, then came up to bed, lay down in front of the telly at about 8:30, fell fast asleep. You know, it's typical old French style. Walk in the barn, there's a puppy Alsatian, mother with babe in arms, a couple of drunken old locals, and the proprietor wearing his football shirt, smoking, and a waiter who's obviously worked here forever. And there were just 3 of us in the dining room last night, so there was a ghostly silence, but it was fine. The food was very good. Drizzling outside, so I'm not looking forward to the drive today because it's crap in the rain. It looks grey and damp. But that's it. It's 8:10 in the morning, and I'm ready to go. It's a damp morning. It's not going to be pleasant driving in this with my weedy little windscreen wiper. It works well enough, it's just the swept area is not very big, and I have to sort of bend a bit because it's just about, my line of eyesight is at the top here and the wiper stops above, but it couldn't be any longer. If this was longer it would hit there. So it's a design problem dating back to 1948, I feel. It's actually not that bad. I've just adjusted my seating position so my eye level is a little bit lower and I can see alright. Roundabout! Can I change gear? Hold the camera. Steer the thing round here. I can't change gear. Pulls well in overdrive, Tom. I had imagined that driving down the Loire Valley, so that's what I'm doing, would be a little more glamorous than this. But it's just the same old main roads all the way on the N7. No sign of the majestic Loire River, even though it's very close. On the theme of following a sort of 1948-ish trail down here, I've stopped by this wonderful sign. It's in fact 1959, for this paper that was started in 1859. Well, time for lunch, and I've pulled off the main road, which is just the other side of those trees, and come up this little track through some water to here, where I'm about to have some lunch. Nice spot for a photo. There it is, a chunk de fromage, tomate and some bread. The hills are getting higher as I approach Gap, and it's at last it's sunny. It's not been too bad on the way down. There was that mist first thing, but it's been a lot better since then. It's now quite late in the afternoon, about 4 o'clock. Okay, so the main road's only just behind me, but it makes an impressive picture. And there's a track up there as well. A hell of a climb up to Gap. Good fun though. It's quite warm, but I'm loath to take the roof off because it'll be cold in half an hour when the sun sets. Oh, huge meal. Sort of duck meat with lettuce, and then a steak with mushroom sauce and vegetables. Can barely finish it. A couple of beers to start with, and then a half a litre of red wine. So I've got a bit of a glowsy road to my cheeks. Well, I've managed the 7 o'clock start, and I've just left the hotel, pulling the door closed forever behind me. And beyond, there's some mountains. Still pretty cold, the sun's not up yet. Well, it's up on the hilltops, but not here. I'm in fact heading off in that direction, up one of the many mountain passes, but the road's pretty good. I'm not far up through Cheddar. I've come up the Col de l'Arche, and this is the border between France, where the Land Rover is, and Italy, past broken telephone box, and there's the old customs post, I guess. So I'm now in Italy. So this is me walking from Italy across into France.
I know it's not a big border, is it? It's not like crossing Africa, but it's odd that there's absolutely nothing here. No one. Oh well, off we go. It's all looking a bit more Italian now. Obviously all the signs and shop names are in Italian. So even though I'm only about 20 miles in, I suppose. So I reckon I've probably got another couple of hours, so I should be there at about midday, 10 o'clock now. I've made it! I'm just leaving Aquitermi to head up to Leeds now, having sent off the text messages to everyone saying I've got it. Great! It's about 12:30, so I'll get up to Leeds for lunch. I've got to wind my way up quite a big hill now, so I guess I'd better concentrate on the driving. I arrived slightly stooped from 3 days in the Land Rover, but an Italian feast and a few glasses of wine soon banished all aches and pains. The Pedigree was delivered and a good time was had by all.